For a moment.
Are we listening?
Silence.
Listen.
Shh. Come on. Get with the program.
Are most of the folks here in the room that are here?
Are there people wandering around here, searching out the
As
gold?
many as you can get. Right here.
Where's Hannah?
Honest, right here at the
I
door.
just want to ask, are you people cool, warm? Shall I open another one?
No, it's cooling off now.
I am confused. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Always good.
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge you for being the host for Shanti's 90th.
Yay. Gracias.
Yeah, I will. I'll start. But if anybody would like, I know some of you have known Shanti probably. I've known her for 45 years. I figured that exactly 45 years.
Wow.
So that was half of her life.
The rest of it is a curious.
I don't know how it happened that this lady wound up being my best friend, but it happened, and
There's a reason for that.
there's a reason for that.
It's called survival.
Survival. My survival?
My survival.
Your survival. We met in 1972 through a mutual friend, Edie Cadenhead, who was a lady I was dating at the time, who was a friend of Ziba Quitney's, who you also know. I suppose some of you maybe go back to the early 70s with I know Zelda is, yeah, sure.
Wednesday night group.
Yeah, the group at her house, the Course in Miracles group, had ran for a very, very long time.
13 years.
Yes.
We've had a number of adventures together, to say the least.
Some of which are written up in some of Jonathan's books.
This is true, including adventures in Mexico
And it's Missouri Mystic.
and in Missouri. In some strange and interesting trips. Shanti has this ability to just kind of walk up to anybody, anywhere, and start talking. Even on the streets in Mexico where we didn't know how to speak Spanish. Which was
An interesting experience all around.
And she saw me through a lot. It's actually I wrote her a note, and I just thought maybe I'll just read you the card that I wrote today.
She's going to give me, that he's going to give me.
I'm going to give it to you. Yes, this is your
Give
card.
it to me, yeah.
Just read
Yeah,
it.
you're the first to hear.
Take that wine away from her.
She got two.
You're allowed all you want, honey. It's good to see her back out of the imprisonment that she was in.
Incarceration.
Where she met Cecilia, right?
Yeah, Cecilia.
They became good for Cecilia too. Chess.
Joe, you did it again.
Let me read this. Shanti, dear Shanti, I hope you have some idea of how important you've been to me over the past 45 years. I've known you half your life. You've been a big help in some of the most important decision-makings, like the decision to quit Interfaith Fellowship. I never looked back after you persuaded me to do that. You realized it was this tough decision. It was the right decision. All along the way, you've been supporting me, showing me which way to go. You are my older sister, ever-wise advisor, sounding board, confident, mi amigo, sidekick, and my closest friend. So, anybody would like to share some of your memories or thoughts about when you've been hanging around with this lady for a while?
I would.
Okay, Mark.
It was the first introduction to the course was when I went to your house. And I went 3 months to your house on the Wednesday night meetings before I even got the textbook. And that was only the beginning. After that, through you, I was able to get the courage to take sannyas. And that was also a very big process for me. And you were so important in my journey to life. So I want to thank you.
We got some other sannyasins here, I think. Or you guys are sannyasins.
That's correct.
The
I mean, we only live a few blocks away, but we didn't meet till we met in India.
Right,
So we've been good friends ever since,
right,
and we share a lot of good fun.
right.
He puts it mildly. I have to just tell you, people, I saw those two, that's the other half of each other, and in a big place called the Zorp or Zoop or whatever the hell hall it was. It was not a hell hall. And I said, New Yorkers, if I ever see you. I mean it very seriously. And I picked these two guys up, and where do they live?
Upper West
I
Side?
live on 97th, they live on 100th.
Mind you,
I live on Riverside Drive, they live on Central Park West. So, isn't that fortuitous? Look,
Yeah.
and they're still hanging in.
No accidents.
And I love them dearly.
Serendipity.
You have no idea how much we've gone through together. We even took an automotive trip together down to Florida. No, really. I mean, every day, going down to Florida. I mean, David and I nearly killed each other, but we became very good friends.
Couldn't have done it without the course.
Yeah, without the course, and of course he had intercourse and that
interesting.
Beverly, you had your hand up.
Yeah, I wanted to say a particular, so glad I know you, to Shanti. When I started to go to John's classes, I met you there, and you saw me from the minute we met. And I felt like, wow, you're really tuned in, and that really meant a lot to me. And we went out to dinner after one meeting, and I went in my purse to pay my bill, and my little wallet with all my credit cards was missing. And I started to panic. And you were just like, oh, you're gonna find it, you're gonna find it. And I said, well, let me go back to my car and see if it fell out in the car. And as we went back to the car, you walked with me, and you took my hand, and you started singing and skipping with me. And I thought, oh, she has got the right attitude, but I have to learn. Oh, and it was there. It was in the car, exactly where you thought it might be. And wow, that made an indelible impression on me. Yes.
Thank you.
And so I thank you.
Thank you. I do remember that experience.
Yes.
I do it more than you realize. The parts that you didn't include. That's cool. That's between us.
More to add? Would you like to add some more?
No, anyway.
Carl?
Maybe I do.
I don't know how far back we go in time, what year it started.
That's all right, Tom. Neither do I.
Probably longer than
Long,
45 years.
yeah. But, so I wrote this, and it's brief because anything I do today is brief, but that's what's happening.
Don't lose us with a drifting voice.
To Shanti, how's that?
Thank you, but
Please do not bring gifts, was the stentorian request. Your life, as much as I have been part of it, has been a gift for me, including a course in confronting miracles.
because confronting miracles is really confronting yourself. And truly, that is a confrontation. I know a lot of people have avoided the course because of it. They were aware that this was a confrontation. And it really, truly
It
is.
really is.
Yeah.
It truly
Big
is.
time.
Yes, ma'am, Anna.
And talking about that, you and I know each other, what, 37 years, something like that?
At least.
Yeah, we started, anyhow, we've had a lot of journeys together, but the thing that is always wonderful is that any time that I talk with you and I say something about something, you always say, so, sweetheart, what does that say about you? No, because blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, and so what does it say about you?
Right.
It's a boomerang effect, and we have never to forget that. Whatever it says about you says about me, says about you says about me, says about you says about me. Never to forget that. It's very important. It truly, truly is.
It's part of the confrontation.
Somebody passed one of these on to Shanti.
John, did you finish? You didn't finish, did you?
Yeah,
You did?
that's your focus. He said it was brief.
Oh, you really listen, John, for sure.
Others?
Yeah, we met with, I think, Paul Steinberg on the east side of Manhattan with A Course in Miracles when I first went there, and then we sat next to each other and we started to know each other. And I missed almost everybody from my meeting with you. We lived together for several years. And I've been involved with the Course in Miracles. When you weren't there, I helped.
You were assigned with Zell.
Zell.
When Zell became,
Yeah.
you took over the group, my group.
You know, so there's so many people I know from you, Shanti. And it's amazing how my life evolved from where I was to where I am today. And you're a big part of the evolution that happened to me. And there's a lot of love that I have for you. And, from deep in my heart. And thank you. Thank you.
Rose?
Rose.
So first I want to say, I met this wild and crazy character.
Wild and crazy
About-
character. Just in case you didn't hear it earlier.
About 25 years ago. And
Seems that way.
we were at a shamanic work, and we were dancing and playing drums. And I looked over and I said, I like having you at my side. She goes, ditto. That was it. We became friends, and we've been friends ever since. But a few years ago, as you probably all know, she's had operation on both her knees.
Right.
And let's face it, she's not a spring chicken here. And it was like 93 degrees in the summer. And she decides she's going to take the subway to my home, then take the railroad to dive in the pool because she needed to exercise those knees. And she gets to my house, and my daughter, who was about, at the time, maybe 25, and full of her vanity and beauty, and she says, hey, you got a bathing suit for me? So my daughter says, well, what size? She goes, the smaller the better. My daughter walks in, she goes, Mom, you're French. She's got a kid. So I said, leave her alone, just give it to her. So she goes in the pool and she's diving, she goes, I can't believe it. My daughter's like, I can't believe it, Ma. I said, hey, leave her alone. She's enjoying her life. She don't give a hoot, she's enjoying her life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Amen.
Beautiful. It's so true what she says. Most of it really is true.
Most of it.
I mean,
You borrowed a bathing suit?
that's the
Oh,
other
I'm
half
sure
over
you
there.
guys
Well, you borrowed my bathing suit, remember? You asked me for a bathing suit and a t-shirt,
I could do anything.
and it works.
I believe you. I can do anything.
Remember
I
that?
mean, you two obviously, that's good enough for me. Tell me anything.
He's one of us.
Really? I mean, I don't know, I remember that everything you forget is just that much more that you can remember. But thank you for helping me to remember.
Well, that's so
Truly, truly, truly.
My
You see? Hello there. Oh, and come on in, folks. There's enough room over here to flop. Come on.
I'm taking your clothes off.
You're taking your clothes off? Definitely.
Only a show with that.
I mean, pretty soon we'll sing the chorus for that one. Come on.
That's funny.
Others?
How about when you almost got thrown off the ranch?
I did get thrown off.
For quoting something from the Course to Bhagwan.
Oh, really?
If you meet the person on the road, you're supposed to kill him?
No, that's
Yeah,
the motorcycle.
you meet the Buddha on the road.
The Buddha, yeah.
On the
That's the
road.
Buddha, when you meet the Buddha on the motorcycle or whatever the hell you do when you're on a motorcycle.
But it was.
You're the motorcycle driver, he's the car driver. I mean, the two freaks in the room. He loves motorcycles, he loves car. Beyond the beyond. I mean it very seriously. So when you meet the Buddha on the way,
Brad?
drive faster.
I've known Shanti for about 65 years.
Wow!
And he's not even that old.
So you
No,
got that?
I don't know how long it's been. I think it's,
Just about 4 years ago.
when did we meet? Like
When I
6,
picked
7
you
years
up,
ago?
when I picked
About
you
4
up,
years,
do
I
you
guess.
remember?
Maybe 3 or 4 years.
Longer than
You
that.
two don't have to fight over this.
I say 6
I
years.
remember.
I say 6 years.
Oh,
So, so let's go 6.
That's your book,
Yeah,
right?
that's my
Honest.
book. Yeah, yeah. But I have to say, you've always been such a shining mirror for me. And sometimes it's been very uncomfortable, but you've always been one to show me the path that I'm walking, whether it's right-minded or wrong-minded. And I've always very much valued your direction and your instruction and your guidance and your friendship. And I love you dearly. Yeah.
Maria?
I don't know you that long. I've been studying the course for a couple of years. And I've been studying the course for a couple of years. And I think that that's the time that I got to know Shanti. But I know her even got closer when she went to the hospital, and I went to visit her. And we had a long time talks, and it has been great. And thank you for your friendship and all your advice. And I do appreciate it.
And thank you for yours, my darling. Thank you. This is Maria.
Maria, yes.
Do you have some new friends who came in?
No.
Wow, hi. Hey, look where's your husband?
He's brought away some soup he brought. We brought from our soup kitchen.
Oh,
So did you come alone?
With him. He's just fixing the soup.
he's fixing soup.
Yes.
Here you go. Is that your husband?
Yeah.
Here you go.
There he is.
Hey, Larry.
Hello, Larry.
There you are. Namaste. Happy birthday.
There's room back here in both corners.
Oh, no, on the floor if possible.
Floor is fine. Good.
Don't sit together, please.
Wherever you can find space.
We're doing all we can to keep you couples apart. It's not easy.
Aldo, how about you?
Come on now. What about me?
How about
What
you?
about her? Well, I know her for 4 years. I think it's 400 years. Maybe 400.
Why stop there?
No, we never stop. So it's very interesting.
This is Aldo. I have to just interrupt. This is Aldo, and he's my spiritual lover. And that is a trip. I want you to know I lived to be 88 years old or so before I said, what did I do to deserve this? And this is he. This is the lover of my life, a spiritual lover. You know what a spiritual lover is? It's unique. And that's the love that we have for each other. And it is unique and it is profound. And so I just want you all to know we have chosen each other. It was a gift of God, and we just praise Him.
It is.
It's truly an amazing experience. And it goes on.
Yeah.
It changes. It does change. And we go with the changes. And that's so important in all relationships, that if you hang into them long enough, you go through very radical changes.
Well, we got so much.
Come on. Now that I usurped your little entree, I'm sorry.
So much things to say. I mean, seriously, the first time I met her was in a meditation with Shalana and this guy. And after that, she showed up. I was doing some construction in the house, and she showed up and she started talking. And we started talking about that. So I started thinking out to come back. I'm in Florida, so I'm back and forth. So one day she comes and I don't know what day it was. She "Well, you can live with me you want." And I'm like, really? And she goes, "Yeah, I'm going to introduce you to Bad One and Course of Miracles." And I'm like, "A Course of Miracles." But it was very interesting because at the moment that she said that, it's like my body was like, this is serious. I mean, serious, I feel something very strong. I say, I'm not ready for this, absolutely not ready. So it took me like 6 months to really say, okay, let's do it. And I moved with her. And I remember the first 15 days, she is in the bed. And I said, what's wrong with you? She goes, you don't understand, I'm ready to die. And I look at her and I say, really? I mean, this is a strong woman. I can see the whole energy right there. And I'm like, are you ready to die? And I sit down right there and I say, she look at me and say, what are you looking for? I said, waiting for you to die. All right, so let's go. I'm waiting and she goes, oh, you don't understand. I said, no, come on, let's do it. Come on, you want to die? I'm right there, and every day I'm coming from work, and I sit down right there waiting for her to die. And one day, I don't know, we had this conversation, and I don't know what happened, but this is Saturday in the morning, and I'm in the kitchen, and she's, that's it, I'm got it. You know, pain or nothing, it's just walking with the energy and like, that's it. That's it. You know, you can see the energy of this woman coming up, I don't know from where. And it's like, wow. So for me, it was a huge impression of that because since that day, I never see her walking like that. And it was so amazing experience. It's something I had to say, very important, because my mother died 1 year before. And she comes every day, and she's in the corner of the room, reading with a light. Hey, Aldo, come on. Like, yeah. And she started reading to me. Course of Miracles every single day. I mean, and sit down and like, wow. And we go to exploring information, and more information, and adding more information. I'll be honest with you, I miss my mother. I really miss my mother.
Of course.
And not because my mother read to me. No, she never read to me. I never see my mother reading to me. She didn't have a time. But I miss that part. I really did. I just like look at her and I'm like, oh my God, this is a mother for me, you know? So it's very, very the experience that we have together is amazing. I love you. I really do. And, yeah, this is
No. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
No, don't say.
Somebody signaled to close
Well, it has to be done a certain way. That's what she's getting
I
at.
was going to say, instead of doing it the usual way, do it this way.
Let her do it.
Oh,
Well, this direction is
Sorry,
right.
I'm so sorry.
Don't do it.
She knows what to do.
oh.
The mistress of the house.
And you let all these people in.
Shanti, you have another guest who's arrived here.
Oh.
Oh, Ethel!
Ethel.
I pushed it wrong.
Ethel is a relic, in a sense. Ethel, isn't that
Find a place on the floor.
That's
Get
really
what you do.
amazing. I mean, a lot of you are Course in Miracles people, and some of you are interfaith seminary people. And this is, she's interfaith seminary. Are you also Course in Miracles?
Yes. In our class, almost everyone was in the course.
Yes.
In our graduating
Oh, that's
class.
right.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that was in those days.
Are you from the same graduating
No.
class?
You
We
were
were
in
in the same,
1980s.
we were in the same
Yeah.
faith seminary.
Yeah, well, of course, we were all Course in Miracles in that class.
Yes.
That came from us, that came from me, rather, and Zell.
And Zell.
Right.
And Zell.
Zell's brought me in.
We're about the oldest in the tribe of 1976ers, 1977ers. That's where we began, and John is responsible for us. John is really responsible for this whole thing. As long as we're in a hand-clapping mood, the second person who's responsible for all this is Hannah. This is Hannah. And last but not least,
I would like to say something.
this is Kathleen Reagan, and Kathleen is the dean of our interfaith seminary program.
Currently, yes.
Not
back then.
You're not planning to resign,
No.
without which we could not exist. And so there are some of the students here from that class.
Yes.
Come on, Ms. Kathleen, you
So
talk.
I met Shanti through John. John began to work for the seminary, what, 7 years ago, 8 years ago? 7. And shortly after John walked through the door, Shanti came with him. And she sat down and she was part of the class, and her light went on and she gave love to everyone, and you would think that, you know, she was with us for years, longer than me. And she just participated with the students and got involved, and you know, she's we call her our spiritual director.
My senior
That
spiritual director.
among other titles, I cannot believe how many titles you conferred upon me.
But she really loves the students, and she just gets right involved with them. And we do have a Course in Miracles track, so she's been an advisor for those students. But beyond that, you know, she just loves people, and she loves these students, and she knows the power of the interfaith philosophy. She realizes, you know, how we really need this in the world, and she just has loved these students so much, and really shows, you know, such great care for them, and has personally advised many of them. And I think you've made wonderful friends over the years.
Yes, indeed.
And anytime we're on the phone, she always reminds me that, you know, I was a family counselor for many years. And she's always got wonderful advice. And I have to share something with you. Do you remember the other day?
What about it?
We were on the phone Wednesday.
Darling, you want to tell them that?
Okay. So, I called her Wednesday, and I was in the car waiting for my granddaughter. She was in her voice lesson. I was in Lido Beach. She had no idea where I was. And we're having a conversation, and all of a sudden, she's not there. And I'm hearing all these sounds. It sounded like my imagination was running. It could have been... Could have been an oxygen machine, it could have been water running, it could have been something from outer space, all of the above, none of the above. And I'm screaming, Shanti, are you okay? Are you okay?
On the other end, I'm screaming, Kathleen, Kathleen, are you
there? But I
there?
didn't know that. And I was afraid to hang up because I thought if she'd passed out, when she comes to, I'll still be there. So I didn't hang up. And I kept screaming for her, and there's no answer. And I'm hearing all these very strange sounds. All of a sudden, everything goes dead, and her voice appears. And she's asking me if I'm okay. And I was like, am I okay? Are you okay?
This is a fact. This is a fact.
Okay, what was happening on her end was the same thing I was experiencing. She heard the same sounds, but she wasn't hearing my voice.
True.
Okay, and we had no idea what happened. She thought I was ill, and she was afraid to hang up because and her mind was racing. What is John going to say when you don't show up for the seminary? I mean, she said that.
I did, I don't remember. I believe you though. Sounds like something I would have said.
She thought I got hurt, and she had no idea where I was.
It was an electronic sound, that comes up.
Yeah, it was very, very strange.
Really, it was really like it was psychedelic. It truly was not a normal sort of electronic sound.
Yeah.
It was going...
It was one that neither one of us had ever heard before.
And we both were listening to it and not hearing each other when we finally discovered each other. But it was very impressionable, that's obvious, because we're sharing this experience with you verbally.
You've both been abducted and you don't remember.
Hi, my name's Robert. I'm Shani's adopted nephew. I've known her since 1985. And it's been an honor. And, yeah.
And a tough one.
That's a tough one. But we look, I don't want to focus on tough.
It's all right. It's perfectly okay to say it's a tough one. Doesn't make it negative.
No, but
That's how it's received.
It's all good. And the thing that's wonderful about her, instead of focusing about life being tough, which is just an illusion also.
Not too fast.
Yeah.
You don't want the rest to hear you.
Is, you know, as John said, you could be with her. Like one time I went to an AIDS fundraiser in 1990, and you could meet people. She was like, "Hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm Shanti." And we ended up talking to Susan Sarandon and Liza Minnelli, like it's nothing, laughing. And we're, you know, they're in a stairwell and, you know, just like other people, very humble. And having a great time. And the thing about her, why everybody's here, you know, I don't want it to be about me, but the thing about Shanti, she's a wonderful teacher. She's very committed to people. She's pure love. She's got a tremendous big heart. There's a lot of love. And the thing that I learned from her is her acceptance, unconditional love. She takes me like a nephew or a son, just like Aldo. And a lot of other people there, Susan and everybody here. And I'll take you either as her nephew or niece or brother or sister. And the heart is to be the best you can be either you know, with the journey, with the Course in Miracles, or to be open to other possibilities. She always loves possibilities in life, and to see that people can be the best they can be. Sometimes she'll be a little tough with you, but it's called tough love, as she says, and it's to be the best person you can be. And when you have somebody like that in your life, it's a big gift. You know, as John and everybody here, that's why we're here, because Shani created this wonderful family, and you know, of people in our life right here. And this is a testament to who you are, that everybody's here. And Hannah, John, Kathleen, and David, Samara, Carl, who we know probably maybe the longest, and Michael, you know.
Who do you know the longest in this room?
I don't know. Red raises his hand.
I have an idea.
Could be Carl.
Could be Carl.
Could be
Carl,
Zell.
I mean, if you're really putting it on, you have to look around for a second. Jesus, that's not fair.
No.
I mean, the longest is the best. Don't misunderstand. That doesn't mean anything. I've known a lot of people a very long time. To me, a long time.
How many of you, do you remember her 60th birthday? We had a 60th birthday.
And we had a 50th
30
also.
years ago.
Wow. Yes.
Right?
I think it was 60.
I remember 60. I remember once you and Zell going at it. Tough love, and it really worked. Amazing.
I don't look so much to the past, though. I really don't, as much as I do to the present. And that brings us to this very magic moment, and miraculous moment, and the moment that I really feel. It's amazing how grateful I am to the fact that you're here to celebrate with me and my friend and my new friend. You know, you ask how many people in my life have been for so long, and this lady has only been with me for a couple of, well, not even a couple of months. A month, and I love her dearly. You have no idea. And we shared some beautiful moments in the rehab center. Mind you, it's rehab. We're already well, but we're getting stronger, right? Okay. So stronger. Right, that's the point. That's the point. And Cecilia and I just sort of caught each other's eye. Somewhere along the line, we were both hanging out in wheelchairs, zipping through the place. I liked the wheelchair because it got me there faster. She liked the wheelchair because she just had her knees operated on. And our eyes caught each other. And I don't know how it happened, but it did. And it was like, wow, there we were, sitting next to each other, loving each other. We didn't know where it came from. We just sort of sat there, accepted it, and looked at each other and acknowledged it. And that was what was important. We acknowledged it. We said we loved each other. Didn't we? Cecilia is not a wallflower. Trust me. She's been sitting here like one because I don't think there are too many around here who remind her of herself, outside of me. And I'm just about as crazy as she. Cecilia, talk to my group, please. To my family, to my brothers and sisters, children and lovers. Just say a few words to them. I don't care what you say. Say boo, I don't care.
No. Well, it's like she said, we're decided to take the journey of being friends, and you know that's where I am. We were the only two sane people in there.
So it's
that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
And looks like it's going to be an exciting journey.
Yeah. It was actually more than a month ago because I showed the both of you.
Really?
Don't you remember? I was upstairs, went upstairs, and I had to get the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember. I remember
yeah,
how
February
connected the
and
both
March,
of you
6
were.
weeks. Yeah.
It was more than a month because I've been gone for over a month.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a really remarkable memory. He really does. He doesn't look like he does, but he does.
For some reason, you look familiar. Did I meet her when I came visited you at the rehab?
No.
No? Was she in the same room?
She's just familiar because she's a soulful woman.
Okay.
But she's just not just soulful.
Yeah,
She's a magnificent
somebody
woman.
that might have looked like her.
And she's sitting here among all of you and saying, what are you saying to yourself about what I've done, having invited you to all of this?
I think that Sarah wanted to say something.
Oh, well, when you said it's going to be a great journey, I thought about the future. Last night, Shanti and I were talking, and she said, well, I've made it this far, I survived, and that's it. I said, if I'm around when you're 100, I'm going to remind you that you got yet another 20. And Shanti said, I thought you were my friend.
That's a fact. She quotes me perfectly. And those of you who have said to me, well, you reached 90, man, you make 100. I said, no, not if you really love me, please. Don't ask me to go through this trip unless you're saying we're going to clear the path for you. Because I don't know anyone who's gone from 90 to 100 that hasn't had to shovel up a lot of shit. And I don't want to shovel up a lot of shit. I've shoveled up enough shit. I don't want to go through another decade. I don't. And I want you to hear it. I'm interested in living, but I'm not interested in shit. Now, I really am not, and so I'm talking very directly to you because it's extremely important for me to communicate with you where I'm at. If I leave tomorrow, I'm very happy. If I hang on, I'm here.
We are happy.
We're happy. There's always one in the crowd. Thank you very much, Hannah. I appreciate that, I truly do. And I guess I'm unaffected by it, but I don't like to admit it. And I have been affected by it. That kind of thinking. I mean, because I've always thought that that's ego thinking, and I haven't wanted to associate myself with ego thinking. You know, oh, I'm staying because they want me to stay. And yet, that's been said with such heart feeling from so many of you. I really appreciate that you think that way. But I'm only a reflection of you, truly, truly, truly. There's nothing I have to give you that you don't already have. Each and every one of you. I swear to you. I'm a reflection of you. If you love me, you'll love you. And that's where it's been for me. So thank you for loving me, and thanking for me to help see me through you. It's really been a very interesting experience. It truly, truly has been. And I love you all so very much. You'll never know. You'll never know.
Only now.
Yeah.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Yes, and may there be that. And peace starts with us. Whatever's going on out there in the illusion, just give it the peace. Just give it to me. And catch yourself. Because it's so we fly by like a bird, and we fly into negativity just as we fly out of it. And you've got to just catch yourself and see. Whenever we look at something that's negative, we have this remarkable power to transform it. Truly, truly. Yes, my dear.
I just want to say this. You're always an inspiration. But I know you've been ill and gone through a lot of...
No, I have not been ill. That's okay. That looked like I was ill. I myself knew it was a crock. Hear me.
But I love when I call you home and I say, how are you? Better and better every day and everywhere, I like to say.
And then I quote Emile Coué.
Even if it's not true.
Even if it's not true. Right.
Today, you're right.
She makes that too. Yeah.
No, I want you to hear that. It's very important what we're saying. Truly. I mean, these spontaneous remarks are very important. Truly.
I got a story.
Give it.
Now, I don't know Shanti in the way you know her from Course in Miracles or Interfaith. I first met her.
You know me through Alaska. Face it.
But we became friends besides that. So I had a friend, this is an interesting story, because everything about Shanti is, I've heard, is very reinforcing, but sometimes you can have experiences with Shanti that can be very trying.
Does anybody agree with that?
She calls me up and says, somebody tells us, says, Shanti has tickets to see Tito Puente at Lincoln Center. So I'm in Puerto Rico. I said, okay, I'm going to see Tito Puente. I have a friend from Brazil who's another guy, a good musician friend of mine. And he's a shy person. He's very, very shy. He's in America, you know, chat, right? So I said, you want to go see Tito Puente? My friend has tickets. So he says, okay, I'll come. So we come to Lincoln Center, and he's a little shy. I'm standing there, and here comes Shanti, and she looks like some kind of a mafia lady. What is it? She was, I said, where's the tickets? We don't have any tickets. Just stand right here. And I said, move that way. Move that way. I was ready to kill her. I said, I can't believe my friend's going to die. He's very shy. We can't sneak in like this. Where are the tickets? She said, I'm not kidding. Just stand there. She gave it to me in command mode. So I was afraid. She said, now move to your left. Everybody move. Next thing you know, we're sitting in the audience, watching Tito Puente, no tickets, and she's looking at me going, it was a very good lesson in patience and not. I was very self-conscious. I thought, you know, I'm not going to come into a place like Lincoln Center with an old lady and a guy sneak in. My ego was like, but I had to swallow my pride, stop cursing out under my breath and shining, and go in and do it. But I thank you because it really...
it was a great concert.
It was a great concert. You're pretty good at getting seats. But I got to tell you, that stretched
we went to a Bob Dylan
ability,
concert.
to deal with you. And, you know, a lot of our encounters have been very expanding to my personal ability to understand how to deal with you, because you're not like a regular person. It's not easy. I mean, you know. Everybody in my whole life has always said that I was crazy. But when I met you, I felt sane. Crazy can understand a little crazy. Thank God, you know, the Lord blessing, and we've got such good family and friends. I want to wish you, and I brought my flute. I'm going to play you a tune right now that I'm dedicated to you. And I'm working with a voodoo priest now. His name is Bongo. He was supposed to come here.
Yes, I think it's back there, Bongo. He was going to
But he couldn't come. So,
Rose, you want to say what happened? Bongo called you and told you?
Well, last night he called at 10 o'clock and said he was coming, but then today Bob got a phone call.
He's sick. His family's sick.
Not feeling well, yeah.
Okay, Shanti. This is your song. And it's based on a melody from Mali. So I'm working with a lot of African music now. And the name of the song in Mali is There Must Be Some Kind of Love.
There must be some kind of love.
jam a little bit.
Did anybody not hear her?
I didn't hear her.
Besides me?
She has
Say
some
it again.
instruments if other people want to play.
I'm not kidding, I couldn't hear
Oh, I
her.
said I have a couple of instruments if you people want to jam a little bit.
Who's the music? Are there
There are a couple of
musicians here?
instruments for people who want
Who's
to
the
jam.
players? Are there other
What
players?
kind of
and
instruments do you have, darling?
I have
Drums? I need to listen at it
A what? Wait, hold on.
Tumbek.
What's
What's
going on with you?
So I really very much
Tambourine,
Hello? Honest talking, come on.
No, I mean, if you people want to, check it out.
What are the
Go ahead.
instruments? What are the
Bring it, bring it.
Inventive.
Yeah, may I help you?
Complicated, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, we hear them now.
Open the window again a little bit?
Can you open the window a little bit again?
Oh, this is the guy.
Anybody back here?
Do you have any string instruments?
One moment, please.
Alright, everybody shut up. Now listen, this is for you, another one, because in life, this is a good one from Peru. Paul Simon actually did this one too, but there's a very big meaning in this, and that is like sometimes that we don't want to be hard, we want to be soft, but we don't, like, we don't have the ability sometimes to transform on the spot. So this one you'll know, you'll remember this.
Thank you.
Shall we eat cake? Shall we eat cake? Let's have a cake.
You're a wise man.
Shani, do you like the golden cake?
I like everything. I like everything. Just don't.
That's great.
So how are you? Soup. I don't care what you are.
Gonna put the soup in?
Cups, green cups.
Soup is smelling good.
We need cups. Perfect.
And I know that you have an exquisitely extraordinary, tempestuous relationship with a remarkable woman. And you two deserve each other.
I deserve it.
Well, okay. Doesn't matter. The fact is you have each other.
Yes, we're 40 years in counting.
That's a long time.
Doesn't feel like a day over 39 months.
Enjoy him. Enjoy him. This is, yes, you can do it.
Can I light up?
Chinese what? I heard that. He was dancing. You made me feel like it was 1989 there.
Yeah.
Good. You still got it. I'm impressed.
Wow.
I bought all three of them.
So I asked everybody take something.
We're going to light it up. Pineapple, that's a nice. Call his dibs on it. Call him some dibs on that one.
You guys are wearing the music. I like hearing about you and all your friends. And around the kitchen all day.
Come with music. And nice. Good luck, Dave. Keep on dropping.
Great.
Soup kitchen.
90.
We just have this conversation.
I don't remember talking about the reading. Oh, you
Cutting cake?
Thank you.
Shani.
John?
I was very confused.
John? Where are the matches?
Somebody.
Oh, they're here, Glenn.
Do you need her to?
We got it.
Vino Beach is like the next town here.
You getting this? Do we have the birthday girl here to blow up again?
Can somebody help over there?
Somebody help. I forget all of them.
Is Shanti here?
I think she let us all go.
Can somebody get
Somebody
Shanti
get Shanti.
here?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Here I am.
It's time. It's time to make a wish.
You don't have to light it, Bob, just use it, touch the flame.
What are we
I just want to
doing?
say something.
It says
I just want to
90,
say
not
something.
900. What's the matter with you?
I want to say something.
No, we put 900.
I want to say something. My rabbi, Rabbi Shlomo Karlover, said that on your birthday, you need to give us a blessing.
A blessing?
A blessing. Would you give us a blessing?
Okay, here comes Shanti's mitzvah.
This is a tall order. It really is. You hurled this one at me. You give it a blessing.
Just from your heart.
One of you had a loss for
We'll give a
words.
lot of
So when is she at a loss for words? Well, I hate to sound like I've been reading something, but I have, and I will sound like it. Because there's only one blessing I have, and that's to love one another.
Amen, sister.
Yep.
No, But that takes work. It really does. It's not just like, hey, love one another. It is to forgive one another. For what? And to recognize in that moment that we say, forgive one another, we are forgiving ourselves. And I think that's the hardest of them all. So loving is not an easy wish or prayer or admonition or whatever we call it. Because to love one another obviously is so difficult that someone like Jesus had to say, love one another. Moses, love one another. Everybody's talking about loving one another. And I think we have a lot to learn because I don't think we do. And I think we can, and I think we have to be determined to do it. So if I wish anything on you all, it's that you kowtow to it, that you do it finally. Fuck it, do it. Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And you know how to do it? You clear the deck. We call that forgiving. Clear the deck. Maybe that was your nose.
That wasn't my nose.
That was your nose. And my finger just elided and said, what a graceful nose. That was lovely. I mean, I kind of punched you in the nose, but it just went right by. Love one another.
All right.
Forgive.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shanti. Happy birthday to
Shanti, blow these out. You're burning the cake.
The wax coated cake.
This
Blow
one?
them out.
Blow them, blow them.
Watch it.
I learned that in rehab. No, that really is a feat because one of the things that you learn, at least I learned, is how to exhale. You know, really. How to take it in, but how to get it out. You know, without just withering on the vine. Well, that's what I did when you all want to know why I went to the hospital? It was as simple
Learn how
as...
to exhale.
I exhaled, and I exhaled, and I exhaled, and I exhaled, until eventually there was nothing left to exhale. You got it, you got it, you got it. I mean, there you are, you're breathing in, you're breathing out, and you breathe out, and finally there's nothing left. It's called pulmonary exhaustion. Nothing left. That's no life. But somehow or other, I have no idea. I guess you all, in your own way, I bet you weren't even aware of it. I bet you weren't. I bet you weren't. I bet you weren't aware that you contributed to giving me back what you want me to have. You want me to have life? That's by your will. And I have to join you. As long as you want it, okay, I want it. Thank you very much for your gift. You give me life, and I thank you for it, and I give it back to you.
L'chaim.